Hey y'all, come along like hey y'all to Yahshua. Hey y'all, come along like hey y'all to Elohim. Hey y'all.
All right, hey y'all, what's up? What's up? We're continuing in the 12 days of Christmas, the 12 myths of Christmas, right? And welcome to everybody. It's Pastor Kofi. I'm back at it again. And we wanted to talk about these 12 myths of Christmas. And specifically, when we're talking about this stuff, I wanted to speak on mistletoe, right? Mistletoe, which a lot of people kind of know already. You go under the mistletoe, you kiss, et cetera, right? However, why is it that people still use mistletoe today, especially people that are supposed to be strict and Christian and all that? Well, mistletoe was something that was used in the time of Saturnalia, or even people of Norse religion and things like that, of pagan religions and Greco-Roman stuff, where it was okay to go ahead and really have sex under the mistletoe, right? A lot of people know that part already. However, the Victorians, right, which are people, if you look at the time period, they're supposed to be people who are trying their hardest to make sure that they are very disciplined and they really don't, they don't show lasciviousness and things like that, even though we know there were people, around this time frame that are still dealing in things like being a libertine and things of that nature. Look up Benjamin Franklin, the libertine, and you'll discover what you need to know about that. Nevertheless, when we're going into these things, one of the things that people don't really recognize and realize throughout this is that the Victorians still wanted to be able to kind of, it's like in England now. You'll see a lot of stuff that's supposed to be buttoned up, but you watch their comedy and it seems to be very wild because they don't really get to release things. Or like when you watch in Japan, everybody seems to be very buttoned up and dressed up. But then all of a sudden, when it comes time for anime or things, you see them go like really crazy with it, or with their, with the soap operas, right? They seem to be all over the place and really crazy with it, go really wild with it. And it's the same thing. The Victorians are going through a period of time to where they're trying to be dressed up and buttoned up. However, they have to make sure, that every once in a while they can get their kicks. And so they left mistletoe around, right, as far as the tradition of being in the mistletoe, because mistletoe allowed them to be able to kiss people and do things that they normally wouldn't be allowed to do. So somebody you normally wouldn't be able to kiss, basically somebody that wasn't your husband or your wife, showing any type of sexuality, being very pent up and frustrated in that manner, they would go under mistletoe. And that's one of the reasons why it's still a big deal all over these Eurocentric places. And really it's spread throughout the entire world, right, because of colonialism, that people love mistletoe, right? Now, mistletoe is something that actually is good for you. You got to make sure that you cook out some of the toxins and things. But mistletoe is actually something that's good for you as far as natural medicine. However, if you taste it or lick it or do certain things like that without making sure the toxins are out, and can actually serve like a drug, get you high, so to speak. And so a lot of people love mistletoe because of that as well. It's a reminder, right? So mistletoe, just the smell of it actually makes you feel high, euphoric, right? And so it really, when people are looking at this stuff, they're not looking at the entirety of what's going on. When you have this mistletoe, you literally have something around that's giving you a high, that's giving you a buzz, and that in your mind, you think it allows for you to be able to kiss people that normally you don't kiss. Parents that normally don't show public displays of affection, maybe in front of their children, all of a sudden will show PDA on Christmas Day, thinking that it's part of the holy day, which somehow, some way is supposed to be attached to Christ. Did you notice in all this stuff that we said, we couldn't find anything, or we didn't, I don't think you'll find me saying anything about Christ, about Yahshua HaMashiach, about the Messiah, because it has nothing to do with him, just like the holiday doesn't, which is one of the reasons why we choose not to celebrate the holiday. Because if it's supposed to be something that's holy, then it should be something that's holy.
Hey y'all, come along like hey y'all to Yahshua. Hey y'all, come along like hey y'all to Elohim. Hey y'all, come along like hey y'all to Yahshua.